Hello everyone, welcome to AvgJoeWatchReviews, where we do more than just reviews. Here, you can click on this. It goes into the condition that I was just diagnosed with just 3 days ago. And just click on that if you're curious as to why I'm talking funny. But that's not what this video is about. We're going to be talking about the Citizen Promaster that I received from Josh from Citizen Reviews. So, with no further ado, let's dive on in. Alright, so let's dive into the Citizen Promaster. As you can see, that it comes in a very protective travel case, and it actually has a handle with Citizen written on it there, and it does have a nice little latching system. But the box is very nice and something you could travel with and not worry about damaging your piece, because inside you'll see that the watch is very well protected. And there's also a little Citizen detail there. This is like a rubber, and you can see that the Citizen is raised there. We take the watch out, and there actually is the tag, and we'll learn some information about this piece along with some extra links there. So the retail on this watch was $525. The serial number here, or should I say the model number, BJ7128-59E, and this is indeed the AvgJoeWatchReviews Promaster GMT. This is 200 meters water resistant, and it does have anti-reflective sapphire crystal, something you don't see on a lot of Citizens. So this is definitely a step up from your ordinary Citizen for sure. So first and foremost, it does have a screw-in crown with a very pronounced crown guards to protect the crown from any type of damage. And as you can see, the crown is indeed probably like a PVD coated crown, and it is signed with the Promaster logo. And we could see here that you have multi-dimensional dial. There's a lot of stuff going on here. You could see an inner circle that has really the Citizen AvgJoeWatchReviews GMT 200 meters of water resistant divers written on it here on the inner circle, and that also houses the hands, all four of them, your minute, hour, second, and GMT hands, so 4 hands in total. Then there's another step up. There's a step up on the dial itself that has the hour indicators, and they are all full luminescence, and you can see a very prominent amount of luminescence at the 12, 9, and 6 positions. And you can see a very small date window with the outline in metal at the 3 o'clock position. The date is kind of small. It is a black background with the white lettering, but a little bit hard to read. They could have made that a little bit bigger. Now there are some minute indicators on the next level up, and this one is actually the raised portion, or should I say the almost like a chapter ring portion. And then there's actually another step up, which is actually a step up from, so this is angled, and then you actually have the GMT function on top of that. And this is in blue, this is in red, and then on top of that you've got the actual bezel that also has like minute indicators and your 15-minute indicators here, and then you've got the bezel itself with numbers as well. So there's a lot going on. Now when we take a look at the bezel action, it is indeed a 60-click bezel. It has a lumed pip, and it's like a black PVD coated bezel with the numerals recessed and painted white. You can hear the bezel. It's not cheap. It's not a cheap bezel. Little bit of backplay, not much, but a little bit. But the bezel engagement actually does feel pretty quality, despite being a 60-click bezel. Now, as I stated, this is a screw-in crown. When you have the crown screwed out and you click it to the first position, you then are controlling the date function when you are screwing in the counterclockwise position. And then when you screw the crown in a clockwise position, you're actually changing the hour hand only. And then if you actually click it out one more to the second position, you can then change the entire movement, including the GMT hand. So you can actually set your hour hand independently of the GMT if you so choose. Okay. So we can then just screw this back in, and that's how we maintain our 200 meters of water resistance. So this watch, it has a lot of brushing. It's not a lot of chrome, or should I say polishing going on, but it definitely has very consistent finishing to this watch, which is consistent with the Promaster theme of this watch being a tough watch. You definitely want to have more brushed, and in this case this entire watch is brushed because it is more resistant to scuffing and scratching. Now the bracelet itself does have a safety clasp, it does have the dual buttons, and it does have a mill clasp. That's nice to see, because I've even seen watches in the 500 plus range from Citizen's cousin, or should I say brother, because they are the same company, or at least under the same umbrella, having stamped clasps. So it's nice to see that they actually stepped it up here. And this one also has what you would call the diver's extension, which is actually pretty good. You just press these two buttons here, and it's also a you can also treat this as a micro adjustment, which actually makes life so much easier than having to press in a pin and then you got to press the other one and make sure the pin doesn't pop out. This one here is just right on the fly. If your wrist expands one day, you can definitely push that in and you can get the adjustment right on the fly. And it's really a ratcheting system right there. Really nice system. There is pins for adjustment, and as you can see, there's actually half links for this watch to help with your adjustments. This does have these do appear to be, these are not solid links. The end links are not solid. Okay. So there's a little bit of a cost cut there for Citizen, but you know, it's not a deal breaker because the bracelet itself is not cheap. I mean, these aren't folded over links. These are actually solid stainless steel links. So, you know, I'm not gonna fault them over that. And we can actually even just do a really quick look to see if that is indeed. I'm actually just guessing based off a look, but I'd like to see for myself, based off of what I see. Am I correct by saying that these are indeed not solid end links? So yeah, I was actually wrong. These are indeed solid end links. So there is no cost cutting there. So I was wrong on that. It just appeared to have, just based off the look. So I'm glad I took that off to show you that these are indeed solid end links. So no cost cutting there, which is nice to see. I mean, if you're paying retail $525 for a quartz movement, even though this is an eco drive, you would like to see some of these premium features, and it's nice to see that they didn't really take a lot of shortcuts here. You do have the anti-reflective coating on the Sapphire, and we didn't take a look at the back of the case. Now that we have the bracelet off, or at least halfway off, you can see it's got the typical Citizen logo here. Do not open, service center repair only. Okay. And this does have the Let's see if I can get a better look here. It does have a Japan movement, divers 200 meters, and there's just some other things going on here. As you can see, they do have the sapphire there. It is stainless steel, Citizen Watch Company, which also owns Bulova. So, solid watch. I'm actually going to show you guys a lume shot in the cutaway here to show you the lume. So, I mean, the lume isn't the best. There's definitely much better lume in Seikos. So, if you're looking for a lume monster, this is definitely not it. But this watch does have some durability. There's definitely a toughness to it, and there's a lot going on with this watch, you know. And I think if you're looking for an eco drive and you're looking for a diver and the Citizen, Citizen diver, this is definitely a nice red, blue, a lot of stuff going on here. Very attractive design. 525 is a bit much for my liking, so I mean, if I were to pick one of these up, I'd like to look in the used market, and you probably could pick one of these up in the 150 to 225 range. You can only, I can't determine value. Value is definitely something that is very subjective. So I mean, for someone out there, 525 might be, right on the money for them, but that, as I said, that's MSRP. More than likely, stores are definitely marking these down, brand new, but definitely not a bad looking watch. And if we take some measurements of the watch, we're going to see that this watch is 45 millimeters. So it actually is a little bit larger than I actually thought it was, because it doesn't wear that large, and I think it's because of how the lugs taper down pretty drastically. So you don't have a lot of lug out here, and we'll actually do a lug to lug for you just to give you guys an idea as to what I'm talking about. So when we go lug to lug, I mean, you're looking at a 51 millimeter, okay? And then our case thickness, we're looking at right at 14, okay? If you want to include the crown in the measurement here, you're definitely looking at right around a 48 millimeter, guys. So, this is not a small watch, okay? But it doesn't wear large. And today I'm wearing my G-Shock because I just got done cutting the lawn. So let me just show you guys real quick how it looks on the wrist, and we'll call this review a day. But as you can see on the wrist, this is a 7-inch wrist that I have it on. You could see that it does not wear like a 45. There's actually a lot of room. This does not spill over my wrists at all. As you can see, it fits on there very, very nicely. And guys, if the 45 millimeters would normally throw someone off, don't let this one throw you off, because this one actually wears more like a 42, 43. So guys, that is my review of the Citizen Eco Drive Promaster. Let me know what you guys think down below. And another special shout out and thanks to Josh at JCityReviews for lending me this watch to review. Thank you guys so much for watching, and always remember that there's always time to be kind to one another. Please take care of each other, and I'll see you guys next time on AvgJoeWatchReviews. Awesome.